Good morning. This is Corky Alexander coming to you from Hamilton, Alabama. I'll give a short talk here on why classic rock musicians do painting and art in their retirement. There's a book on the life of Paul McCartney called Many Years From Now. And in the introduction, it talks about the profile of a blues rock musician, or you might call a classic rock musician. And it says that the um, individual first part of the profile is that they are someone whose mother dies early. Um, they would be someone who early in their life began drawing like cartoons and making attempts at art. And because that individual is raised by um, one of the World War II generation parents, that parent would recommend, if that child has propensities for art, to let them go to art school rather than just work in a factory. You know, all these young people do work in factories to support themselves and other jobs that are not, desirable for them. But they would go to art school and then drop out of art school to join a rock and roll band. Um, and so this profile is true of Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and many others. Myself being one. My mother passed away when I was 11 years old, and I was already drawing cartoons. And so I would attend a community college for graphic arts. Some of my first jobs um, that weren't just manual labor were like drafting, which is a form of art. You're drawing up plans for blueprints. A lot of young people don't know what a blueprint is. So that when these individuals, they have for their life passion will be playing rock and roll music, not art. But art is there, and art continues to be important for like album covers, videos, and so forth, which becomes a important part of the music industry or music work. And so we have individuals like Ronnie Wood of the Stones, formerly of the Jeff Beck Group, formerly of Small Faces, I believe, who's really involved in a lot of painting. Bob Dylan paints a lot. Joan Baez paints a lot. Paul McCartney paints. And we see this. Bobby Whitlock paints. Many of our music heroes in retirement are spending their time doing painting, uh, art, sometimes fine art, sometimes uh, pop art or graphic arts. And this is the reason they do that is because that was probably their first choice as a young person after their parent died, was to go into art. But during the art boom, the time of the 60s, underground comics and psychedelic art, things like that, there was quite a lot of innovation. And that's what this generation is about innovation. So that in retirement, we're not going to be sitting in front of um, a computer necessarily doing digital recording or or even making YouTubes like this. That's not the main thing. The main thing would always be creativity and innovation. So the idea of a classic rock musician retiring would mean they could no longer travel to gigs. They would still play, but the art factor is very available in being someone who's not altogether mobile. And so this is why classic rock musicians become painters when they retire. All right, y'all have a good one. See you.